So, Nintendo finally unveiled to the world their new console, the Nintendo Switch. I think the design is actually really good and the concept sits well with me. And this is what Nintendo should have done with their Wii U in the first place. I even heard some of my friends say it too. I feel like this was what Nvidia was trying to do with their hardware, like the Nvidia Shield tablet, the Nvidia console, and the Nvidia portable handheld. And this is a combination of all of that mixed in one. I think Nintendo is going in the right direction with this one, but here's the problem. I think it's kinda underpowered. Even though it's using the new K1 chip, I think it's only going to be a little stronger than the Wii U, but way more compact. I don't think it's going to have the full power of an Xbox One or a PS4, and I don't think it's trying to do that. I think what they're going for is streaming. They're going to use the dock to be able to put it on the TV, and it's probably going to have an Ethernet port on the back of the dock so that you can have the fastest internet possible so that you don't have no lag. Now, there is no picture of the back. I just assume there's an Ethernet port there. Maybe not, for like when you're playing games. This is something people were talking about before the Nintendo Switch was called the Nintendo Switch. It was just Project NX. But I think it's still a possibility that Nintendo will be working with Nvidia to bring out a video game streaming service that can't run on the device itself, but will be streamed on the dock. And maybe the games will look better on the dock than they do on the portable system. There are consoles that will have exclusivity to Nintendo, the Nintendo hardware, like the new Super Mario game or Splatoon, unlike the Shield. Now, that probably doesn't mean that you have to be streaming while on the go. No, the games that you'll be outside playing will probably still work regardless of having internet or not. It's just that it will probably be certain games you won't be able to play on the go because they're too heavy on the system itself, so that it will rely on the streaming service to help you on that. After all, Nintendo's hardware is very similar to the Shield, which itself is a streaming device for games. That's why I think Nintendo Switch will have these features. Either that or Nintendo can add it on later as a fallback from, like, if the console isn't doing so hot because of the lack of games or the demand of better looking titles. One of the other things I saw from Nintendo's Switch was the physical media, but in cartridge form. And I'm glad we're getting rid of disc. We have SD cards that have the capacity of 128 gigabytes. This should already be a thing. I know they're making higher capacity Blu-rays, but still, no loading is the best thing ever, especially no downloading. The first minutes you get a game, you just want to play it. You don't want to install some stupid patch. So being able to go into a store to buy a game and put it inside your console and just have it be able to play, it's quite the relief. Now here's one of the things I was thinking about the whole physical media, and that is it backwards compatible with 3DS games? Because if it is, that would be the best thing ever. You grab your 3DS games, you put it inside the machine, and you can be playing Monster Hunter on a 65-inch flat screen TV. That would be pretty awesome. Now, I don't think this is going to be the case. The cartridges do look a little different from the 3DS version. You just got to cross your fingers and hope that Nintendo actually added it as a feature, but probably not. Now, another thing that's been bothering me about this device is that it might not be able to run the games it's meant to run on the portable. When I was looking at the trailer, it looked like it had crappy frame rate. When the guy was playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the portable, it just looked very choppy to me. And this is going to be a problem. If this device can't handle the games outside, you're screwed. The probability of being able to stream outside is very unlikely unless you have a 10G network or something like that. And if you do, I envy you. But that's not going to be a thing. It could be that it was just a bad shot of the system itself, and maybe it doesn't really have bad frame rate. I don't know. I'm not going to know until I have the device itself, but this better not be an issue. They probably had to compromise with the screen resolution. Probably give it like 720p screen so that they can have a decent frame rate. I don't really mind that as long as it has a decent frame rate, no, and it doesn't look like crap. Now, one of the things I actually kind of found interesting was the gamepad. They're calling it Joy-Cons, and it's kind of cool how you use them. You grab the Joy-Cons, there are two of them. You grab one and you grab the other and you give it to your buddy and you both play like how you used to play sideways on a regular Wiimote. It's a little tiny, but I really don't dislike it. If you have nothing else, it works. It's definitely better than carrying like 2 Pro controllers in your bag. And speaking of bags, this thing doesn't really look that portable, does it? I just really hope that it's light and comfortable to use, because it doesn't look like something I can put in my pocket. And not to mention that it also really looks kind of flimsy. So they're probably going to release some case or some extra add-ons so that you make sure you don't break it or lose it, because that's definitely a problem people are talking about. Now, I hope that people aren't confused about this device. The same thing happened with the Wii U. People thought that the Wii U was an add-on for the Wii, and I hope that they don't confuse the Wii U with the Nintendo Switch. They just need to market this really well, because Nintendo needs to wing this one. I'm glad that their target audience no longer is children and parents, but adults in their 20s who actually play video games and played video games as kids. You can tell by their change in marketing by that Pokemon advertisement they just released a few days ago, with this guy. He played the Pokemon game as a kid and he grew up and he just saw the Pokemon game on an advertisement and he got really nostalgic about it. And that's definitely who Nintendo's target audience is, in my opinion, and I'm glad they're going with this approach. This actually might be a commercial success if they put their cards right. And compare the Switch video to that of the Wii U, and you see how many more views that the Switch got compared to the Wii U, and things are looking really, really bright for this console and this generation of Nintendo. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that likes button. If you didn't like it, just hit thumbs down. Subscribe for future content, and I'll see you guys next time.